Hey there, YouTube. 13 Dragon Blade again with a second deck profile for you tonight. The second deck is going to be Yosenju's because I haven't had a chance to show you my Yosenju deck just yet. It's been going through a lot of tweaking and a lot of work. That's the reason why I haven't been able to show it. But as you see, I have a pretty full extra deck and a very good set of monsters already prepared for the deck, and I've had it for a while. So I'm going to show it off. You didn't see what that was. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care if you saw it. It's a treat to later. So, obviously, you saw the top card of the extra deck. That means that I finally got the Megatins. Yay! Alright, so, first, starting off the monsters, I'm going to just say what they do real quick. This is Yosenju, 1. All of the Yosenjus have two special effects. At least the first two commas. Well, Yosenju, 1, 2, and 3, and Sujik have this ability. When they are normal summoned during the end phase, you can bring them back to your hand. Its first effect of all of them except for Sujik, which is Yosenju 1, 2, and 3, all of the commas basically say when they're normal summoned immediately after, you can normal summon another Yosenju but itself. So you can go Yosenju, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, stuff like that. Anyway, its other effect is very relevant. When there's another Yosenju besides itself on the field, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and return them to their hand. So it's a free compulsory evacuation device. It's got 1600, so it's pretty big. Unfortunately, it can be bottomless, so be careful. Next one is Yosenju, 2. Yosenju, 2 basically can attack directly for half of its attack. You usually use that to, get Yosenju, 3's effect off. It's a very good card, and more than likely you're going to need to use him for early damage. He's also a good later game when you know you have tankies on board to give him some power. And obviously he gets the other, effect of being able to normal summon. I gotta stop saying obviously. Anyway, so he gets the other effect to normal summon another Yosenju and gets bounced during the end phase. And we have Yosenju, 3. This is the one that searches if another Yosenju, not her, if another Yosenju inflicts battle damage. So basically, you would use Yosenju, 2 to attack directly and inflicted damage, then use her effect to search out any of the commas except for herself, and you could use it to search Sujik, you could use it to search Yosenju Shinju L, which is the tower that protects them, that sort of ordeal. So you use her for searching, and that's what she's there for. And I almost said it, and because she's the only searcher that you have, aside from drop power like Pot of Duality and Tenki. 3 Sujik, because you need it. It's a honest. Basically, when he's on the field, you target another Yosenju. It can be himself as well. It gains 1,000. When it's in your hand, you can discard it, and a Yosenju you control, including himself as well, could be increased by 1,000. So basically, you can make common 1 26, 2 28, 3 25, and himself 2,000. With the tankies on board, you can increase 2, if he has 2 tankies, you can increase it to 3,000, which is pretty big. You usually use your little monsters, these guys, to clear the way and make sure that you can OTK with just them. That's how good they are. The commas can technically OTK without using the extra deck, which is what the floodgates are for. Then the last Yosenju Shinju L, which is the tower. When it's in the pendulum zone, it has the following effect. Once returned, a few Yosenjus will be destroyed by the L or Court effect. You can send this to the graveyard instead. Its other effect is if it's normal summon, it's changed to defense position to get 2100 D, so it's pretty big. And if your Yosenju specifically gets targeted by a card effect, you can target him instead. So this is what makes him very good, and I would say that he is a good protection card. Then we have Bear. Bear is there for obvious reasons because we have 3 tankies. You can have him swing to search another tanky for you, and he's just overall a good card. He's also another beast warrior you could use with any of the Exceeds. Because I know you have Tiger King in here. You can use him for Tiger King, I guess. Two card cars, draw power. It's just there to help you out to draw. Um, Other than that, it's obviously just to add some consistency to the deck because Kama 3 is the only searcher you have aside from Pot of Duality, Tenki, stuff like that. You use this to draw more cards. 3 Swift Scarecrow, very good card. This is why I say that this card is quite valuable. Card could get you into one of these guys, and that could potentially save you from an OPK next turn. So, what you use in Tangent with cars, you use this guy to protect you from being OTK'd, because unfortunately the Yosenjus all go back to your hand. That's another big problem, is that you do not want your opponent swinging at you. That's why we have Mirror Force, that's why we have stuff that clears the board, and has a lot of stuff that has stalling potential that could allow you to be protected for a turn without having to worry about your opponent OTKing you every 5 seconds. So this is just there to ensure you'll be safe. Alright, so that's all the monsters. It's quite a hefty count of monsters. Now we're going to go to the spells, which is not that big and tangent with the monsters. Dark Hole, probably going to run another one. It's really good. It's basically a Raigeki, and you need to clear the board if necessary. Don't let your opponent swarm the field. Make sure that they have nothing on the board, so your Yosenjus can keep swinging pretty freely to do free damage. 3 Tenki to search your Yosenjus, and 3 Pot of Duality to search everything. Pot of Duality is very good in this deck, especially because you have a lot of monsters that could be normal summoned. Your Scarecrow doesn't have to be normal summoned, but Bear could be normal summoned, your card could be normal summoned, and all of the Yosenjus can be normal summoned. They're all count as extra normal summons, so basically Pot of Duality is extremely free, and you don't have to worry about its other effect. Tenki is also very good because you can use it to bump up your Yosenjus and also to search any of them in your hand because they're all level 4 or lower. And then we have 2 MSTs because obviously back row is a problem. And we don't like back row. We like to blow back row up and go for a free OTK. Alright then, that rounds out the spells. Now we go to the traps, which is actually pretty hefty considering. Torrential because it's torrential. It's just a basic field clear, and also like a Raigeki because you have no monsters on the field. One mistake. This is just there to pressure your opponent. Knowing that they're going to search, you could just trigger this whenever they're going to do it, and then they cry. And then they have to get rid of that card because that card is causing them a problem. Not searching once you have all of your Yosenjus actually does not hurt you. One lose a turn because lose a turn is great. It is usually used for negating the special summons of your opponent's monsters and allowing you to OTK as well, because all of your monsters, again, are normal summons, and this doesn't really affect you in the slightest. You could basically turn them to defense and say, fuck you. Acrocosmos, again, does not affect your monsters, does not affect your graveyard. Whatever gets banished, and whatever your opponent gets banished for them. So that's more than likely a pressure card for your opponent. Same with Vanity's Emptiness. Great card. Does not affect you. You don't necessarily have to Exceed Summon. You do have an extra deck if need be, but you don't really need to Exceed Summon. That's what the beauty of this deck is. 1 Solemn Morning because it's Solemn Morning. 2, you send your secret move. If I have another one, the other thing is that I wanted to have 3 specifically to run in this deck, but I couldn't because I couldn't find space for it. So I just said we're going to have to settle for 2 for now and test how that goes. I am probably going to make room for a third one that may be taking out Mistake. Since I don't have 2 mistakes, I'm probably just going to have 3 Yosenju Secret Move because I don't like my opponent doing anything. It pisses me off. So saying no in this deck specifically helps me out greatly. 1 Soul Drain for Shaddols and BAs because they can go suck a big donkey dong. I am trying to make Shaddols a yes, but I love this card. It's so good. And then we have 2 Mind Crush. Great card. Anything they search goes immediately to the graveyard. You can see their hand. It's just so good. I'm probably going to put this card at 3 as well. It's actually won me a couple games, ironically enough, by seeing their hand. So I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you're going to play now. And last traps, 2 Mirror Force, to have another sense of assurity if you think that you're so scarecrowed, your opponent is like, oh, well, okay, you have a so scarecrow, I'm not scared. Well, you should be scared because I have this. Mirror Force is really good right now, and a lot of decks are actually running it again. Yes, it causes destruction, and Shaddolls and BA will go off, but who really cares as long as you know the monsters are off the field? Particularly for Shaddolls is the only thing you should be worried about. For BA, yes, if they have Dante, but that's about it. Virgil just gives them a card. I can honestly give a shit. If the card they drew is crap, then yeah. Alright, now for the X seeds, where we have one Dark XYZ Rebellion Dragon. I finally got the 10, so I was able to get him. Very good card. You detach 2 materials, and you have a monster your opponent controls, and it gains half of the attack, so basically it becomes a heat stick. Utopia, because it's Utopia. It doesn't really need any explanation. It's just pretty standard at this point. One rank is 0. Really good card. Used usually for Quilly. Some Fire Fists here and there. It's pretty much the only reason I use it. One Karen Gorgon Anti-Luminescent Knight. I use it rarely, but it's there, you know? I mean, Yosenjus don't really need to worry about making their X seeds, like I said. They have a lot of normal summon monsters that could punish your opponent. One Tiger King, because we have Beast Warriors in here, specifically the Yosenjus and the Bear. Number 101, Silent Honor Arc, because it's Silent Honor Arc. One Black Ship, because it's Black Ship. And because hands are, for some reason, being sighted in a lot. One Castel from the 10, because Castel is amazing. It's probably the most broken card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Very, very easy rank 4, and a decent attacker. One Diamond Direwolf, because it's Diamond Direwolf, and because you have a lot of Beast Warriors in this deck. One Lightning Chidori, probably going to get 2, because this card is so good. When it is XYZ summoned, you can target one set card your opponent controls, return that card at the bottom of the deck. Then you can detach one XYZ material from this card and target one face-up card your opponent controls, and basically say, oh hey, you have that card on the field, well, let's put it at the top of the deck, shall we? Its other effect is also quite relevant. Whoops. But its other effect is very relevant, especially if your opponent has a lot of face-up cards, particularly Shaddolls and other things that you know you can hurt and punish. One Maestro, I'm probably going to take it out. It's just mostly there for stalling. But I have it in there in place of a second Lightning Chidori I might be getting soon, so there you go. Abyss Dweller, because it's Abyss Dweller. Double Cowboy, because this is a Yosenju deck. This is mandatory to have the 2 Cowboy, because you know you can OTK them in turn, and Cowboy just gives you that assurance. Lastly, one Rhapsody. Never really make it, but it's there. Alright, this is 13 Dragon Blade signing off. Enjoy the mat, enjoy the tits.